On today's episode of Where's Brian, we're going to be working with a division you know pretty well. They work with almost every office in the city, and you can even see them right now. Do you know where I am today? I'm Brian Phillips. On most days, I work in an office for the Ames City Manager. Since starting here, I've learned a lot about the different jobs city employees have. Many of them you might see every day. Others work behind the scenes to provide quality programs and exceptional service to the community. And that's why I'm here, to experience the different jobs the City of Ames has to offer. You never know where I'll go next.
The Cable TV division is staffed by one full-time employee who runs both the government access and public access channels. Channel 12 does live meeting coverage of 7 different boards and commissions and the City Council. In addition to Where's Brian, 8 other original programs are produced and aired on Channel 12. Today, we're going to see behind the scenes of recording a municipal band concert.
Hi Derek, how are you doing?
Good, Brian. How are you?
Well, it's good to see you. I see you a lot
Yes, you do.
in the work that I do. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what your responsibilities are with Channel 12?
Well, I am the cable TV coordinator, so I am a full-time staff person, and I am the only full-time staff person in the cable TV division. So we do all of the live boards and commission meetings and council meetings, and we also do original programs like Where's Brian?
And how do you put this content on? Who's involved, and what's required of you?
Well, we do all the shooting, editing, writing, producing, and I have 2 half-time interns with me, and they do in between 10 and 20 hours a week, and without them none of this would be possible, and I'm not just saying that because they're running the cameras right now.
So what's involved in producing an original program?
Well, for like Where's Brian, you and I sat down a long time ago, this is episode 22, 21, something like that, and we came up with the concept of what we wanted to do, and then we came up with story ideas. And then we contacted the different city staff departments and said, hey, here's the idea of what we want to do, and kind of walked them through it. And then we kind of came out with, we do 3 camera shoots for this, and we come out on site most of the time and do a little job training, and so people get to see what it's like to do the jobs that different city staff people have.
And now, in addition to the programming that's on Channel 12, what are some of the other ways that people can access content from the city?
Outside of the government access channel on the cable, Mediacom cable, we also have a live stream that's through the cityofames.org. If you go right there on the homepage, you can click on Channel 12, and there's a video streaming, and that's a 24-hour simulcast of whatever you'd see on the cable channel. We also have video on demand, which you can watch council meetings or any of your favorite Where's Brian episodes on demand, also online through the cityofames.org website. And if you go into Channel 12, I also have all the original programs, different little pages for each show. So there's a Where's Brian show, and it tells you about the show a little bit, and you can click on and watch the show right there on that webpage. We also have a YouTube channel, and we'll put shows on the city's Facebook and Twitter pages.
Okay, excellent. So we've got lots of different ways that people can access the content.
Lots of different ways you can see us.
All right, so in the spirit of Where's Brian, what are we going to be doing today?
Well, today we're at the band shell, and the Ames Municipal Band Concert is what we're going to be covering tonight. And behind me, you can see we've got a lot of gear, and so we're going to set that gear up. We've got a mobile box. I'm going to have you connect the cables on that, and then I'm going to have you run camera 2 for the pre-concert.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to it. Why don't you lead the way, and we'll get started.
All right.
Okay, Derek, so I'm sitting on the ground and I trust there's a reason for that.
It's comfortable, right?
Yeah, it's nice and warm.
Yeah.
What are we going to be doing here?
Now we've run all the cables. We've got 4 cameras set up for this shoot, and we have just 2 headsets. So we have 2 camera operators. One of them will operate camera 2, which you'll be doing here in a little bit.
Okay.
And then camera 3 and 4 on stage, we have one operator operate both.
Okay.
And that's staffing and space needs. We don't have a lot of stage space, so we do the best we can with what we have. And then we have one unmanned camera that sits out and just has a static wide shot for the concert.
Okay.
So we've run all the cables for all that. We've got the 4 BNC cables, which are these cables right here.
Okay.
Those have the video signal on them. And then we have XLR cables, which are these cables right here. And we've run several of these. We've ran 3 for audio, 1 from the house mix, 2 from our own mics, and then we're going to put a crowd mic 4th. I'm going to keep that quiet so people don't know where that is. Come test with the crowd mic in the future. And then we also have 2 XLR cables, which will run the director's audio to the camera positions.
Okay.
Okay. So first thing we'll do before we get all tangled up here is this XLR cable and that XLR cable. If you see in the box at the very top there is our intercom system. Okay.
Up here?
Yep.
Okay.
And all the way up there you can see the male XLR ends that go into the female XLR ends right there on the top left. It doesn't matter which one goes into which, but just go ahead and plug those in.
All right. So that one's in, and then this one up here too?
Yep.
All right, those are in.
Okay, and then just to kind of keep things easy, I try to keep these cables, since they come to the top, up here, out of the way. And that way if we have a technical issue later that we need to troubleshoot, it's easier to follow the cable.
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right, makes sense.
So now, if you come down to the middle here where that yellow cable's going in,
right here.
that is our video switcher.
Okay.
And to the left of it, you'll see 4 female BNC connection points. Okay. So the white cable, this is always camera 1. Okay. So you'll see it says 1, 2, 3, 4 there.
Right here. All right, so that's plugged in.
These 2 cables, since they're coming from that way, I know they're cameras 3 and 4. So let's find the other one. Should be
right here.
Yep, that's camera 2, so it can go into 2.
All right, that one's in.
And then 3 and 4, if you want to kind of untangle your lines here, pull that back. There we go.
And it doesn't matter which.
Doesn't matter which is which.
Order.
There.
Okay.
Yep, 3 and 4. They're right next to each other.
Okay, so those 4 are in.
Okay, so now we have the headset cables plugged in. We've got our 4 video cables plugged in. Now we're going to hook up our audio mixer, which is right up here on the table.
Right here.
But actually, before we get you up, there's a keyboard in there and a mouse and a VGA cable. So those all come out, kind of take the cables around the side. We're going to set them on top of the box. Undo that, get that out of your way there.
This is kind of tangled up.
Gotta run that along this side. And then the blue VGA cable. And the keyboard and mouse go to our graphics machine. It is a 1991 graphics machine that still works.
So this goes up here.
On the side. Like that. Very good.
And this too.
Also along the side, and then we're going to that monitor. So we can start connecting the connections to the monitor.
Okay.
So now you can just kind of set the keyboard up so a user can operate it from that side.
Okay.
We'll plug in the power and the VGA underneath there. Yeah, it's screw that in.
Sure.
All right, so now we're going to connect our audio cables and our power. So that big yellow strip right there, let's undo that. It's going to plug into power strip right there. This yellow cable that runs to camera 2 that provides it with power, you can plug it into the power strip.
There you go.
Very good. Now right down there, the 100-foot XLR cable, there's 2 of them over there. So this one, it's right here. This one comes from the house mix, which is in there.
Okay.
It goes into input 1. Slide it in there.
And this one?
2 and 3. Doesn't matter which is which.
And there's another, you said? This
one right here.
This one here?
Yep. So usually I just take it through, get a little bit of slack. I leave the orange spool on the ground and just plug it into the. There you go, right up there.
Okay.
So now we have our audio, video, and everything set up. So now we'll just turn everything on, and then we'll have you operate camera 2.
Great.
This way.
Sounds good.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, Brian. So now you're operating camera 2 of our 4 cameras. What I'm going to have you do is do a slow zoom in on the far trumpet player on the right.
Okay.
Try to do it nice and smooth and steady. And once you get zoomed into them, then we're going to take your camera. Okay, go ahead and start your zoom.
All right, zooming now.
That's a good job. Keep them centered. All right, now we're going to have you pan to the left to that trombone player that's sitting right next to him. There you go. Very good. Okay. And from there, do a slow zoom out, just straight back. Perfect. Good job, Brian.
What kind of camera angles would you get during the concert?
All right, and throughout the concert, basically, that is what we'll do. This is just the pre-concert, which we don't normally record. We record the full Municipal Band concert, which is coming up next, and you'll get the MC when he speaks, the conductor, different instruments as they're playing, and the featured soloist. But we also, with camera 2, we always have a pan to the right and pick up the crowd when the crowd is showing their appreciation. So why don't you go ahead and show me that move.
Sounds like the song is almost over.
All right, Brian. Well, that's it for the camera operation. We're going to go ahead and let you go now so we can get set up for the real concert.
Great. Ready? 1, take 1. And 2 and 4 are both.
Now, you're not listening live, as many folks are right now, but you can catch the late broadcast on Sunday morning.
Hopefully you enjoyed our look today at what goes into recording a municipal band concert. To view band concerts, city meetings, or other programs, be sure to log on to www.cityofames.org and click on the Channel 12 link. That's all for today's show, but be sure to tune in to the next Where's Brian, because you'll never know where I'll go next.
Actually, I do know where you're going next. I scheduled the shows.